Call Me But Love. Chapter 1, Let Me Show You the World. A Miraculous Ladybug fanfiction featuring way too many pairings within the love polygon that is Adriana Grest and Marinette dupain-cheng. This is a light-hearted 7-part piece with lots of identity shenanigans. I hope you enjoy! Hey, your tail is just like mine. How possum is that? Noir pointed delightedly at the jump rope wound around Multimouse's hips. Pretty possum, Multimouse drawled indulgently with a little roll of her eyes and an amused smirk. Anyway, there was nothing urgent demanding their attention. She had reluctantly donned the mouse miraculous after the umpteenth time Sha had pestered Ladybug about letting Marinette join in the regular patrols like the other heroes, and he'd been over the moon ever since she showed up at the meeting place. You were brilliant in the fight against Kwame Buster, Sha gushed like a fanboy, elbow jostling hers as he kept in stride with her on their rooftop jog. I wish Ladybug would use you more. Well, you know my identity, so that's why she doesn't, Multimouse explained matter-of-factly, taking a sharp turn to see how well he'd keep up. He yelped as he tried to wheel himself around faster, and Multimouse giggled. Only Ladybug and I know, Sha protested as soon as he caught up to her again. So that gives you a weakness. Multimouse poked him squarely in the belly to emphasize the word weakness, but he didn't flinch. This is tickle-proof material, princess, he taunted. Besides, I don't see how my amazing, smart friend fighting beside me would be a weakness, he added with a too sincere, doting smile. Cheeks coloring, Multimouse spared her dignity by whipping out her tail to swipe Sha's feet from under him, sending him face first into the roof. See, I'm distracting you. We don't have friends out on the battlefield, only trusted fellow soldiers. Schooling her face into a stern expression, Multimouse put her hands on her hips. Okay, so I got distracted for a moment. Sha brushed himself off, unharmed, still grinning broadly. But look at you now, whipping me into shape. We're like Morpheus and Neo. If anything, you're making me a better, stronger superhero. By the way, you're adorable when you go all fierce like that. I bet you could be the team leader. It struck Multimouse as absurd how much more infatuated he was acting now than even when she was Ladybug. So absurd that a laugh erupted from her chest and she doubled over in an attempt to contain it. Sha's smile turned a little sheepish, but he chuckled along with her despite not knowing what was so funny. Multimouse wiped a tear from her eye. Maybe we should just continue patrol. Yeah, let's do that. Sha agreed quickly, rubbing the back of his neck self-consciously before an idea struck him, partly because he wasn't over the novelty of patrolling with Marinette and couldn't pass up the opportunity to show off a little. Hey, you know how we could get a great view of the city? Multimouse cocked an eyebrow. How? Sha unhooked his baton and threw it whirling into the air, giving it a couple more spins around his hand as he caught it. My trusty weapon has certain perks. He flashed a smile and extended the staff to the ground, beckoning to Multimouse with his free hand. Groaning at the pun, Multimouse feigned reluctance to let him wrap his arm around her waist. And then they were hurtling into the air. I know you're good at jumping, but your nimble feet won't get you this high, Sha murmured, right into her ear to be heard over the rush of air shooting past them. Multimouse had experienced this before as Ladybug. There wasn't much more thrilling than seeing this view growing exponentially larger and larger as she plummeted from the sky in a freefall, but she pretended to be surprised and enchanted by the sight of Paris sprawling below them like a child's playmat. This really is amazing, Sha. After sweeping a glance over the city, she turned and swiped her finger down the curve of his nose teasingly. Did you give Rena Rouge the grand tour on her first patrol too? And that's when it hit him. Smack in the face with the abrupt intensity of Ladybug crashing into him on his first day as a superhero. Because of course not. He hadn't even considered showing Rena Rouge, or anyone else, this view. It hit him how special it felt that he and Marinette were running around on rooftops together. How much he wanted to see her eyes light up with pleasure at how great all of this was. How much he wanted her to laugh and think he was cool. How much he admired her intelligence and skill and strength. How had he not known he was in love with her? Rendered speechless, his heart thundered against his chest, and if not for the suit providing extra gripping strength, they would have both slid down to earth from how sweaty his palms felt. You know. He tore his eyes away from her piercing blue, and, feeling woozy, pressed the release button on the baton. The air cooling his cheeks on the way down felt like a relief. It was kind of hard to see the details from up there anyway. She only laughed, oblivious to his revelation. Why does this keep happening to me, Plag? Adrian buried his face in his pillow, literal tears in his eyes. Plag snickered. It was all so amusing. This is even worse than Ladybug, Plag. Adrian lamented. What am I going to do? There was no hope. He hadn't fallen for just anyone. He had fallen for none other than Marinette, too awesome for this world, in love with Luca, just a friend, dupain-cheng. Thank you for listening to the first chapter of Call Me But Love. If you liked it, let me know by leaving a like or a comment below. Stay tuned for future updates.